Joining me on this broadcast is our guest, retired Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert. Mr. Shah, very good morning to you. Very firstly, we are sitting here at the eve of what seems like an impending escalation of a greater extent in West Asia. With this particular attack coming in from Iran and Israel, very promptly responding that we shall retaliate back as necessary. Where is West Asia headed? Is it headed towards the brink of a larger war? And more importantly, can both Iran and Israel at this juncture, given the current circumstances in the West Asia, afford to get into a full-scale war?
Right, Shreya, that's a very, very interesting question. It is the developments in the Middle East, in fact, and particularly Israel, Iran, Lebanon, and that region. It's indeed very alarming, distressing, disturbing, and very concerning because this most certainly has the potential to escalate further. And I'll give you an example. Like in April, Iran also, last evening, we got the report that Iran launched an attack with 180 ballistic missiles on Israel, which were, most of them were intercepted by the help of the Americans, by the help of the Iron Dome system and the technology. But in April, also Iran had done an attack on Israel. That time we saw about 110 ballistic missiles. There were 30 cruise missiles that were fired towards Israel, but they had landed in the Central Economical Zone where there was no casualties which were reported. Here also initially there were no casualties reported, whereas Israel said that there has been no casualty, and Iran said, well, they probably did hit. Iran also said they had targeted 3 specific military bases in Israel, and one was the headquarters of Mossad, the spy agency of Israel, and no civilians were targeted. That's what Iran had said. But Israeli statements gave a different picture. They said, no, they had attacked our schools, also were hit, our restaurants also were hit, and the footage was carried by the Israeli TV, which had appeared on Showtime missiles flying over Tel Aviv area shortly around 7:45, that's their local time, and 4:45 GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. Meanwhile, most of the missiles were shot down by, as I mentioned, about the Israeli aerial air defense systems and Israeli security officials. While there was also in Jerusalem, also there were attacks, and the military bases were targeted. Apart from that, the Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, they maintained that 90% of the projectiles had hit their targets. That came from Iran, the statement, saying that hypersonic missiles had been used for the first time, in fact. And when we see an attack of this magnitude, most certainly we see Japan has given a statement. Their newly elected, their new prime minister has given a statement that he has condemned the attacks on Israel, and he said he will join forces with America to ensure that this doesn't escalate. From France, Emmanuel Macron has given a statement. Our nation just condemned this attack. Now the very fact is, see, we never clap from one hand. We always clap with both the hands, and it is very unfortunate that, as Newton's law of motion says, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And it is very sad that, on 17th September, when suspectedly Israel, though they haven't taken onus of that and nothing has been proved as yet, there was a cyber attack by evening where walkie-talkies and pagers were hacked, and they were deadly attacks. And the Hezbollah's chief was killed, who had joined Hezbollah in 1982, in fact, when Hezbollah was also a part of the political wing of Lebanon. And Iran vowed to take revenge on this. And they said, okay, their revenge has been done. But no, I think the game starts now. It's not that revenge has been taken place or what they've achieved their objective. The game starts now because it is going to be very, very deadly. And I say one thing that, Israel,
I think that's the response
like
we've also seen from the Iranian leaders as well, saying that, this is just the beginning and worse is yet to come.
Absolutely. The worst is actually yet to come. And see, what will happen is the Iranian head, their supremo, Ayatollah Khomeini, he was wanting Iran to launch an attack for a very, very long time. Their newly elected president, Pezeshkian, he seemed to be very rational rational person. He kept preventing. He said, no, if Iran attacks, Iran will also have to bear the brunt of it. So let us not go in for this attack. Now, once again, now Peshkin himself has given a statement on X, formerly Twitter, that our next attack is going to be even more deadly than this. And Israel has said they reserve the right to retaliate as they want, when they want, the place of their choice, the timing of their choice. It is going to be, and Americans have said that they will support their ally Israel in this. They have increased their supply of weapons, their budget that they were to give Israel. Yes. So it's going to be very, very deadly now.
Absolutely. Major Shah, thank you so much for bringing us those insights into what is to come in the upcoming days.